Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Help for HDTV. Today we have Jamie Holloway on with us, and we are going to talk about the Help for HD Family Relief Fund. And we've seen this program go into a lot of different places. It started with just us doing relief. Then we introduced the holiday programs a couple years later, about a year later. Then we introduced the disaster fund. And then now we even have done this year another part van for Aperion for the care home that only has patients, families living in there with Huntington's disease. And so literally families, there's a set of sisters that they have. It's pretty an amazing place. Me and Katrina got to go visit this year. So I'm going to bring up that number. So that's why I wanted to talk about that. So our relief fund this year, the relief fund in general, this is us helping with people's electricity, also the holiday programs. This year, Help for HD spent $29,287 with what we've reconciled so far. The van, it was $42,443. And we helped with genetic testing, $41,775, which makes our grand relief for Help for HD in 2024 $113,505. So that's pretty incredible, seeing as how when we started it, we maybe had 5,000 that we helped to have over 100,000, actually well over $100,000 spent on the community. That's huge. It is not easy to process these. It is long. It is hard. We have to vet people. We have to talk to people. We have to figure it. And then we have to have the board or at least 3 people vote that it's okay within the board. It's a long process to run each one of these reliefs. Unless the holiday program, that's a little different. The board just releases money and then we process them. And this year, Katrina and I have done this every single year since we started. This year, we have let it go to Jamie. And Jamie has done an excellent job. So Jamie, let's just start. I want to bring you in and tell us about this process. And you changed some things, and how did that work?
It was really neat to get to be a part of such an amazing program. And it was interesting kind of coming into the program and trying to figure out the best way that we could serve everybody. In November, we had a little bit less applicants than we did in December because for our Thanksgiving meal versus our Christmas meal. So a lot of it was done through emailing because we do have to use like Walmart e-cards. So we have to make sure that people can access their emails. Otherwise, they would have no way to get to their gift cards. And I just was amazed by how fast the response was from the community and just how like thoughtful they were and how everybody was just so thankful and appreciative. It was just constant drops in my bucket. I almost felt a little selfish in that, of just the outpouring of gratitude overall that the community provided. And so we had formulated it one way in Thanksgiving and got a little bit of feedback on that. And so we tried to formulate it a little bit differently in December for our food program for December. And it was crazy. I got back so many responses that I couldn't even go through them all. So I had people that were like, I responded to you on Monday. And it was like I think after Monday Mixer, I had over 70 responses in my email to process through. And so everybody was just so awesome and we were able to get it done. And I feel very fortunate to get to be a part of this particular program, just to be able to be the person that gets to help ensure that people have food for the holidays. Groceries are so expensive. And some of the other reliefs out there outside of Help for HD, there's a lot involved with applications and transportation barriers and all sorts of things. Getting to have one that is centered around our community that provides solely to our community it's just a really awesome thing. And I appreciate all of the people that have walked before me to create this resource for our community. Big shoes to fill for sure.
I'm going to just say that we have gotten so many like positive remarks about the conversations that have come from you reaching out to community members, like simply to say, hi, are you an HD family? And then it starts a conversation, and just that you took the time to really get to know people and to, if they wanted to offer up their story, you listened and you saved space for that with your whole heart, just that you were very open to that. And I think that's around the holidays, especially, it's so important to have that warmth instead of, so I hear you need a gift card, or like any kind of shame around something that already feels like vulnerable, right? You're already feeling a little vulnerable when you have to say, hey, I can use a little help here. I have family members that need the help as well. And when they're welcomed with a warm, open heart, it's been received very well. So I have to say that we've told Jamie this, but I think everyone listening also needs to hear that. And also that she deals with Katie and my little bit of crazy. We're not controlling, but we are when it came to this program because it's our baby but she did great. And I'm just so thankful, like just really thankful that it alleviated so much from our plates and that it turned out just epically.
I
So
think the big challenge for me feeding off of that is that prior to this particular program for room scholarships and things, I have made a point to physically call and talk to people, to have it like sent to people on email first. That was an adjustment for me as well, and how do you send an email out and connect to people. But as you were mentioning, Katrina, it worked out well because the people that I needed to connect with, I think over the holidays, there was still room for that too. Because the people that needed it, I had the space for that. Whereas if I had tried to call everyone, we would still probably not be done. So again, that's just the community, again, just being able to go, this is what I need. I just need a gift card, or, hey, I need somebody to talk to. And just being able to do each a person doing their part to allow me to do my part. And it's, again, it just speaks to how much the community cares about one another, even during what is now my experience of the hardest holiday season since losing my dad. This is tough.
and on that note, like, how was this process for you when this is your first Christmas without your dad being here?
I'm very grateful for it because I have been very lucky through the year of the first, is what my mom always says. The holidays haven't all hit quite like Christmas. So Christmas was my dad's favorite holiday. And there were times where we didn't have a lot of money growing up, HD or not. And then, so to be able to be there for people to make sure that they have those memories, now knowing my dad's last Christmas was our last one. It was a very special thing to get to be a part of that. And I am just so grateful. It helps to, for me, everybody's different, but getting to serve other people to me is a way of honoring my dad. And I had time to talk to several people. There was a couple that like I talked to and got off the phone, and I just cried because I just was like, oh, that was somebody I was meant to talk to. And
Yeah.
other people sharing their grief. It helps you to be able to be okay and feeling, if I cry, that's okay. Or if I'm in survival mode and I fixate on cookies, that's okay. We
Right.
all do what we need to do. So whether people that I talk to or not know this, I think that I got a lot of tips and tricks on how to make it the best holiday possible with my first one without my dad. And I couldn't have done that without the people that shared their time with me. Very
Yeah,
grateful.
it's a hard thing, right? The holidays or special occasions, birthdays, like those first ones are the hardest one. And when we were talking about filming this show, I was thinking, gosh, I can't even remember my mom's last Christmas. And it's something that I've never really thought of. And as we're sitting here, I still have my Christmas decorations up, and it's like her Christmas village. And so I'm like, I wonder when like the last time was that she put that up for us, or the first time I put it up for my kids. It's just these interesting, you don't even know you're hitting these milestones or what have you until like you're looking back and you're, that's interesting. But I'm so glad that you, this might sound negative and I don't want it to sound that way, but I'm just so glad you had this program
Yes.
to really focus on and to fill your cup and to put all your goodness out there. So
Yes.
I think it was a good year to start you on anyway.
Yes, it was. It really was. And my heart just goes out to the community because it's you. I think sometimes, and it's okay whether we have a lot going on or we don't, that we acknowledge we're in this space and allow ourselves to have those feelings. But it does remind you of how fortunate you are with what you have going on, even in the midst of your grief. Some
Mhm.
people are having a much harder time than others, and that was another thing that just amazed me. I had some people that were like, "Oh no," knowing that they had a lot going on, and they were like, "No, it's fine. I'll get this resource from somewhere else. I don't want someone else to go without." Just the selflessness of our community was just amazing. But we were very fortunate to have the funding, I believe, to get everybody a gift card that needed one. And I hope that I get to do this for future Christmases and holidays. And
You do. You do. Yes.
yeah, I do. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
because
questions asked.
it was great.
Even if you didn't want it.
Got it.
Even if I didn't want it, I'm in it. So
No, we absolutely are so thankful that you did this. And I'm sorry you see me like going back and forth because I do not want to forget anybody. And because I'm doing like my thank yous at the end for people that actually made this possible by financially donating. There's so
Yeah.
many. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to miss anyone, but I know I will. But yeah, I'm so glad that you were able to. Is there any final thoughts before we do our huge shout out thank yous for the people that made this possible?
let's get our shout outs.
Okay, perfect. So first and foremost, Neurocrin Biosciences, thank you so much. That was overall for relief that was helped. The Griffin Foundation for helping relief and also, of course, helping HD Genetics specifically. Angels from the Abbey for helping both relief and HD Genetics, our genetic testing fund. The Jennings family, the Miller family, the Celebrating D, huge event by Tina that everything went to relief, which was so cool. Tracy Hendricks, that came to us and said, we really want to do this van, for donating $5,000 of her own money and having her amazing company, Hewlett Packard, I believe, match it. And then her best friend, Misty, who also did a match with her company. And then her cousin that did Give Butter fundraiser for the van, for Aperion, for the very generous donation that Aperion did for Summerfield to help with the van. And then Sharon Thomason, who of course she helped create the toy program in memory of her husband, Paul. So that program ran again, and she helped make that possible as well. Wave Life Sciences for coming in and doing matching with their company for this Christmas season. And then a huge shout out to our Facebook donations, to everyone. I know I missed people who did. I know my family did for me and Michael's wedding. Two family members, our charitable funds, did it. I know I'm missing people. But the Facebook donations, the donations through the website that you specifically tell us for relief for genetic testing, this all $113,505 of your money, your time, and it was directly given back to people. So I think that's one thing we've held our promise pretty tight, that when we say that we give it back, we truly do. Am I forgetting anybody?
You named the couple that I was thinking, and I think you've got everyone.
If we if we missed anyone, we're so sorry.
Yeah. Please comment below and we'll thank you.
Yes.
Yes, because it is overwhelming how many people want to help with this program, because they truly know how much our community has hard times and they need people to step in and support them for a little while. So we are thankful for this specific program. I think that will do it for today. Everyone, Happy New Year's. Here's to 2025. Let's get one step closer to a cure or a therapy for our community. We all want to be out of a job. Put us out of a job, all you brilliant scientists, as soon as possible. Until that happens, Help for HD will be here to support you and stand by your side. I think that's all. Everyone, do not forget to this video, subscribe to the channel and ring the bell for notifications. I said that, and there is one announcement. We are going to start moving off of YouTube. So this will be on YouTube. So go ahead and like it and do all that stuff. We are going to move over to Facebook. It's just where we have our really high numbers, and we want to make sure that the show is available where people really seem to want to get a lot of their information from us. We will be switching over platforms, but for now, do all that stuff, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.